Joanna?
As a person new to your work, could you talk about what are the options of ways to learn from you? I know that you've talked about you can sign up for the Inner Circle or their Super Site Squad, but what are other options?
Because you're just wearing reading glasses, right? I think you might want to just take the course improving reading vision, improving close vision, read without glasses at any age, because it will give you, I think, all that you need, really, for that. You're just beginning. You haven't worn them a long time, right? You have worn them, right? Okay, yeah. Just take that course. That would be a straightforward thing to do. If you need more help beyond that, you could always, come in and do a one-to-one session or something like that.
And that's on your website?
Excuse me?
That's on your website?
It's on the website. Yeah, if you go to schoolofbettereyesight.com, and it will show up there as one of the courses. Improving close vision, read without glasses at any age. I don't know, Beverly might be able to pull it up. Can you pull that up? She might put it in the chat. Yeah, here we go. Can we find that course on there? Let's see here. Where is it? Oh, here it is.
Vision Quick Start.
No, it's the reading vision one.
Oh, sorry.
Here it is. It's the bottom of the page on the home page. Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat.
Thank you very much.
Didn't think about that one, Beverly. We thought oops, I did a direct message instead of a everyone. Here it is again. Okay. See it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
It's also in there. I combined it with, I've done like 21-day challenges for distance vision and for close vision at times. I actually put part of that, one of the 21-day challenges within that course. So that day one, do this, day two, do that, kind of thing, for the improving the close vision. But it has all the materials that you need as well. Reading materials, small, large type, and all of that. So it's pretty thorough for, that course came out, I used to do a live course, an in-person class, improving close vision, and that course was just basically, I just put it online. But people would come out at the end of the seminar. At the end of the seminar, they would usually be out of reading glasses after that. So if they're just wearing reading glasses, that was usually enough to just get them out of them. You have to follow through, and you want to make sure that you read fine print, for sure, once you learn how to do that properly, ideally every day for 5 minutes or so for the rest of your life. But what's realistically, you'll forget about it for 6 months at a time, and then you'll pick it up and do it for a few months and do it. But just keep coming back to the small print, to maintain the vision once you get it back. But yeah, I think that would be a simple thing to do for that. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Carol?
Oh, I love this. Well, thank you. First of all, this is awesome. If I have to spend time on the computer a fair bit, is there some kind of something or screen or a thingy that you can put up on your screen that is helpful for what emitted from computers?
Those things have changed so much over time that I can't, I used to have things I would recommend, but the whole system changes too fast, so I don't have something in right now that I can recommend for that. I will say that the problem with computers for most people is that they lose their peripheral vision when they're on them. And that's the biggest problem with the computer, is that people narrow in their focus and lose the peripheral vision. So you want to keep the sense of motion, keep the sense of periphery while you're on the screen. I know I worked with a woman a couple months back who had never had problems with her vision until she was doing this really intensive work on the computer. and she's a coder, so that's her business. You know, she's doing work. But she had a very high pressure job that just caused her to lose some clarity in her vision. We did one session, a one-to-one session, and we came up with some solutions for her on the computer to keep that periphery in a certain way. And she wrote back, she put it, I think, in the comments in the course. She said, oh, okay, that took care of it. It's perfect now. You know, so it can be taken care of pretty fast. But the periphery is the main thing. And the other thing is the posture. A lot of people, when they're on a computer, will tend to, you know, do like this and collapse the head into the neck. And that will cause a lack of circulation of energy getting into the head and eyes, which will also can impact the vision.
One other quick question. I promise quick. I was taking a few drops of Dr. Schultz's Eyebright with cayenne in distilled water and doing a rinse to try to do more circulation.
Yeah.
And the eye doctor said, well, you probably don't want to do that because one of the layers of the lens is, or the top layer is sort of a body oil, some kind of oil for protecting the tears. And that was the first time I ever heard that. But I mean, the eyes are a whole system. Would you say yes or no to that?
Well, you know, I'm not a specialist in eyes. I'm a specialist in vision, which is a totally different thing. You know, I really, I've heard pluses and minuses about that. The Eyebright formula with the cayenne. There's a formula without the cayenne. I know they have it. The purpose of the cayenne, of course, is to stimulate the circulation, but there's probably other ways to do that beyond.
And you do it in distilled water. It's not,
of course.
That would be terrible, but okay. All right. Thanks.
I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference to use it. You know, I don't think it's going to have much benefit to use it. So I don't know if
movement much better and the shifting and everything. Okay.
Okay.
Super cool. Thanks.
Okay. There you are. How do you pronounce your name?
Tariq.
Tariq?
Yes.
Okay, Tariq. Okay. How can I help you? What's your question?
Yeah, that was a wonderful session. Thank you so much. I was wondering if you can comment on the difference between the right and the left eye. So we learned that the reason behind vision imperfection is the mental strain, but why there is a difference between the right and the left eye?
Oh boy. That's a whole subject, man. You know, I don't really know, you know, is really the answer. I mean, I know I have ideas, I have theories, you know, but I don't really know if they're accurate or not. Basically the basic idea is, of course, physically the right eye relates to the left side of the body and the left eye relates to the right side, right? The right brain, left brain. So your right eye relates to the left brain and the left eye relates to the right brain. And if the right brain, left brain things are accurate, which is questionable whether that actually the brain is divided in that way, then the left eye would have to do with the left eye would do with the right brain, which have to do with the feminine, the yin, the receptive, the creative side, and the right eye would have to do with the masculine, logic, common sense, analytical thinking, all of that sort of thing. I mean, I don't know. I think there's other factors involved with that. So, I mean, I had a client whose left eye had 3 times the strength of prescription as her right eye did. You know, and she got along pretty well with her father. Her mother was the one who was the disciplinarian, and her mother would discipline her by slapping her, which is right-handed, so that would hit right on that left cheek, you know, and it's like there was a lot of, and related to the mother, right? So who knows? I mean, I've seen things that make me suspect there's some truth to that, but I don't really know. I do think it's helpful to use both of them well together, because it is a whole different experience when you're using both eyes well together rather than using one or using the other. And there's are reasons why people will shut one eye out. They can they can be a lot of it can go deep why that happens. It often starts with childhood, which also children don't use. Some child that's shutting out one eye and not using it, there's a different type of strain related to why they do that. Usually has to do in the family environment, a simple trauma or a chronic condition in the family where the child feels like they can never be good enough. Without they have to try to be perfection, because if I could just be perfect, maybe I would get love, you know. So it's a sense, there's a lot to it, you know. I work with children like that, and with a crossed eye or a lazy eye, and it's a matter of bringing that side out, that they're hiding it for a reason. Sometimes it's a very sensitive and creative side, or sometimes very vulnerable side. And sometimes it's an angry side, or it can be different things that are hiding in there that they're trying to not use that side for some reason. And so children are a challenge to work with because of the parents. You know, the children are easy to work with, but sometimes, you know, the family's willing to make changes and sometimes they're not, and that can be difficult as a teacher. So anyway, that's I actually have a book that I've just about finished. I still have to get the illustrations done for it, on balancing the left and right eyes. It's probably have a slightly different title than that, but that's basically on connecting the left and right eyes and how to bring the clarity up. There's three basic things you want to do. You want to bring the clarity up in the eye so they balance. You want to get them, make sure they're moving together, and you want to get the mind connecting both eyes. You want to get the mind thinking through both eyes simultaneously. And there's different techniques for work on all of that. So it's about 200 pages right now. So I will get it out. I plan on getting that out this year, hopefully in the next few months. Getting that finally published out, so look for that. Good question. I deal with that a lot of times in the sessions. Sometimes one eye is significantly worse than the other, and then you have to work a little differently. You can sometimes transfer vision over from one eye to the other. So I don't know if that answered your question or not, but it gives you some food for thought at least. Okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting to look at vision from this perspective. And as you mentioned at the beginning, it's 9 out of 10 is mental. So
Yeah.
can I ask also, I'm just like, another question. So for me, when I do the techniques, like palming helps me a lot, but I don't see the improvements immediately. I see it later.
Okay.
So if I palm for a long time and then I go out, then it clears up.
Okay.
Is that normal? Or
Palming, I don't consider a beginning technique because it takes the relaxation of the mind, and a lot of people, it's the harder way for them to relax for a lot of people today, whereas the shifting and motion is easier. If you can get results with palming, that's great. You know, some people, my experience with palming is you can see results immediately, but it also builds a momentum because you're getting a sense of relaxation in there, and then it can carry out later on when you're doing other things. So yeah, I've seen it both ways, what you're describing. Or sometimes just doing the different things that help you put yourself in a more relaxed state, then you suddenly, the vision becomes high at a higher level, but you can't pin it down. Is it this technique or is it that technique? And other people can be very clear, this technique does it, and that technique doesn't. So because our minds are so different, people improve in various different ways. And I've seen both of those a lot, you know, I know this technique is the one that does it, so I'm just going to focus on that. And other people's like, I'm not sure, I'm doing these different things and my vision's getting better, but I'm not sure exactly what's doing it. And that's fine too. It's just different minds, which is what makes it constantly interesting to do, because you're dealing with the human being underneath the eyes, right? So
yeah.